Hey guys, how we doing? Welcome to another buzzing walkabout here in buzzing Pattaya. And you may remember the other day I did a walkabout in LK metro area. And as I said, I get a lot of requests, people saying, can you carry on doing your walkabouts even though everywhere's shut? So in answer to your request, I'm down here at Walking Street, and I thought, well, let's make this one a little bit different. Rather than me just walk up Walking Street and saying, well, let's close, that's closed, that's closed. Let's try and answer the questions that seem to be thrown at me all the time as to what is the future of Walking Street. And when I say let's answer them, what I'm trying to get to is let's actually look at these buildings step by step. Let's think about what could replace them if it was going to be replaced. And if it is going to be replaced, why has it not been replaced already on the basis that we're due to open up maybe in 2 or 3 months' time, possibly 4 months. So I want to try and make this one as interesting as possible and pose as many questions as possible to give us all something to think about and comment on, and just really sort of give our ideas as to really genuinely what is the future of Walking Street. So I've got my mask and my hat, I've got my bins, I've got everything sorted out. So let's have a walk up Walking Street and let's see what's been going on and what the future is up this famous iconic street that put Pattaya on the map. All right, so it makes sense to start at the very beginning, but before we go in there, just look here on the right hand side. This is the famous beer garden complex, and obviously you've got the Pattaya beer garden at the far end. Unfortunately, it's locked today, but what I can say for sure is this place is definitely going to reopen. They've spent a lot of money inside. In previous videos, I've shown you how they've refurbed all the bars. They've taken away that gaudy boxing ring, thank goodness. But there's definitely work being done in there. And I can say 100% I just can't imagine it's not going to reopen. So I think, on a positive to start with, that there's bars available. And also here, you can just see here now, there you go. So they've put up a sign already showing that there are units inside for rent. So the one thing I can't get my head around, and still to this day, is just look at that sign. Neon signs, what's that all about? Don't know. And listen guys, just a little heads up for you. I'm not going to say too much, but just look what's on my right here. So if you are thinking about doing a dodgy turn or anything, that's all I'm going to say. And yes, I know through experience. All right, so let's get ourselves into Walking Street. And remember, the purpose of this video is not for me to waffle on and tell you what I think. It's more about a discussion about what you think as well. So the first place here on the right hand side. Now this is a Thai nightclub, and I have to say in the day it was really, really good. I don't know if I can put my hand up, let's see if I can get across. All right, there you go. Now that used to be a very, very busy Thai nightclub, so I can't see that going anywhere, to be truthful. I'd be very surprised. There's live dancers, there's a band. A lot of the Thai girls love going there. And of course across the road here, you've got the Stone House. Let's just pan this my house a little bit low down. Go up. There we go. You've got the Stone House. And again, in normal days, when it was before all of this, that place was rammed. Now, something that is new is this. There we go. No, not the Incredible Sulk, but it's called the Old Weed Man. And this seems to be a bit of a theme that's going on at the moment. It's not my cup of tea, to be fair, but each to their own. But there you go. You can see through that there. Let's get a bit closer. There's a VIP card, 500 baht, uses a 20% discount on everything in the store. I mean, as I say guys, no disrespect to them, it's not my cup of tea, so I'm not in any position to be able to judge what they're doing, but maybe it is. One place here I cannot see, for the love of God, going anywhere, is the famous Walking Street Bar. Now, if you're not sure which one I'm referring to, it's here. And if you haven't been in, go in there, because in the day, well not in the day, but back in the day, it's a good place. It's a good place. You've got the famous car on the wall there. But that's a long corridor, and when you get to the very end, it opens up into a bar complex, and a lot of freelancers go in there. So, one place I can vouch for is this Kebab Place. You don't get my size by eating lettuce, and they do a good kebab. I'm guessing they will come back. And as you go up here, you've got Social Lounge and Bar. Taboo. Now, Taboo was another busy agogo. And the thing with these agogos, in my opinion, the ones I think will stay are these kind of places. And I'll tell you why. It's because they're out of public view. Yes, they have the girls outside, but they can be toned down. They can wear different outfits. But in all fairness, they are behind closed doors. So there's no real necessity to worry about them. What is interesting is if you look across this side here, there's two huge units here, both for rent. But what would go in there? Would it be a restaurant, maybe a boutique shop? I'm not sure. What do you think? Incidentally, Dole's A Go-Go. Now they've got 3 places, but if you go to their one in Soy 6 and the one here, as you can see, they both refer you back to their Dole's one in LK Metro. So are they going to downsize? Is that the end of the 3 Doles, or are they just trying to tighten their belts whilst things sort themselves out? And of course you've got the Rock Street bar here, which is open, which is good. Look at this. There you go. Great place. And these kind of venues, the rock bars, I can't see going anywhere. I think they're part and package of Walking Street. I think they're a good attraction. You know, I love sitting there having a beer, watching some of these bands play. You know, some of these bands are incredible, really, really tight, really good. And of course, over here you've got 2 iconic places. You've got Bliss, and across the road from Bliss, let me just spin around here, you've got Skyfall. And Skyfall, you know, is a very well established, very well respected go-go bar. It's huge. When you go in that door there, when you go, it goes right the way back, probably 20, 30 meters. And there's about 120 girls working there at any one given time. And it really is a very popular, very busy go-go. So I can't see that place moving. However, these C-Zone and Lobster Pot, I don't know if you saw it a while back, but the Lobster Pot guy put a very emotional message out. They had to close because of all the problems that COVID's brought. And it's a shame because these 2 places, if you like your seafood, their seafood platters were incredible. In fact, there's some pictures on the wall. Let me try and show you. But their seafood here was just phenomenal. It was absolutely brilliant. And you can see there the squid and the crab, prawns. Really, really was fantastic and highly recommended. So I hope that this one opens, but I don't think, as you can see, it's up for rent here. Sadly, the Lobster Pot is long gone, which is a real shame. So you've got Lighthouse A Go-Go, again behind closed doors. There's 7-Elevens. Now, I'm not 100% sure, so don't hold me to this, but I do believe a lot of these 7-Elevens are franchises, meaning that, you know, they've obviously taken this unit under the brand, but they're all closed. There's a lot of them closed. Now, will they reopen? I would guess so. I don't truthfully know, but I would guess so. Incidentally, guys, there's a lot of these little soys here. We've got some good. Now up here you've got a hotel up there, and that's called the Grand Hotel. See it, the little green circle back there. Great hotel. I've stayed there many times back in the day, and a perfect location. It's on Soy 14. Very good prices, and definitely one to go for. So you've got the Golden Club here. That's up for rent. So not sure what would replace that. Panda A Go-Go. Miami, we'll talk about Miami in a second, but here's the big question, this one here. So the Simon Beer Bar complexes. Now back in the day, these were full of girls, and as you walk down there, they would shriek at you. To be honest with you, if I'm being brutally truthful, it wasn't my cup of tea. It was quite noisy, and it just, I don't know, I just didn't really enjoy it, to be honest. Maybe you guys are different, each to their own. But this would make a perfect, if you knocked all this down and made it like a terrace restaurant stroke bar where you could sit here, you've got the sea in front of you can see, and of course you've got everyone walking past you here in Walking Street. I think that would be lovely, personally. Will it happen? I don't know, but that's my idea. I think if you imagine that as like a green grassed, like terraced area, not actual real grass, but like that fake grass, terraced area, I think that would look smart. And maybe that would be a do. I don't know, maybe they could do that. I'm not quite sure. Unfortunately, across the road here, Miami. Now this club came a few years back now, and it was a nice club. It really was, but it's against too many big guns here. And the thing is, people get used to doing what they used to, and they don't like change. And unfortunately, Miami just never ever really worked. It never got off the ground, which was a shame because they invested a lot of money in it, and it was actually, to be fair, a decent place. So over here, you've got some of the Russian karaoke bars and dance clubs. I'm not going to get into that. If that's your thing, you go do it. King Seafood, another good quality seafood restaurant. Above there, Moulin Rouge, one of the other Russian go-go's. And like I say, holy jamoly. No, I mean about the Moulin Rouge. Okay, I'm busted, sorry. Let's just go across here. King Cafe. I think these places will come back. I can't see these places going because they fit what people want here. And they also quash any of this rumours about that Walking Street's going to change. Fahrenheit, the V2 ice room there, you know, all those kind of places I can't see changing. The Family Mart's still open in there. Soy 15, you've got Soy 15 there. There's some good clubs up there. And of course the Sapphire. Now Sapphire, again, that's another place that's under discussion as to what they're going to do. I would imagine they would reopen, but I'm not, you know, don't listen, I'm not one of the partners, so don't hold me to that. And of course over here you've got the famous candy shop and 808. Absolutely going nowhere. Can't imagine for the life of me that these two will go anywhere. Very, very popular, especially downstairs here, which is Candy Shop. They have a brilliant band in there. A lot of freelancers, great place to sit outside. They put tables and chairs all out here, and you can sit there and watch the world pass you by whilst listening to decent music. And upstairs here, this is 808, and you can go upstairs and party the night away. There's a big club which stretches right the way back. It's a really nice club as well, to be fair. So I can't see these two going anywhere. And of course opposite, if you was to head up there, you've got three places that you want to know about. You've got Le Pub, which is Phil, and he's got a YouTube channel, nice guy, he's got a pub up there. You've got the Windmill, and if you need me to tell you about the Windmill, you need to do your research. And there's one place I want to just show you which is under a lot of discussion. And up on the right hand side here, those of you that have been coming here a long time will know about the Carousel Bar. An interesting concept, to be fair. Basically it's two circular bars that rotate round in opposite directions, and it was a bit of a head mess, to be fair. And I'll just show you here. So you can see these two round circular bars. So one would go clockwise and the other one would go anti-clockwise, meaning, and you can see the two chairs right there in the middle, look how close you are, that like you would get to speak to each other sort of every like 35, 45 seconds once it's rotated around. And by the time you get off your stool, if you sat there for an hour, you do get a bit wobbly. But I see what has changed, and this is where the old Heaven Above used to be with Greg, and that's now gone, and Heaven Above is now over in Soy Boomerang, and he's got a great place over there. Highly recommend when things do reopen. I know Greg personally, he's going to reopen. I would highly recommend getting yourself over to Soy Boomerang. It really is a good place. If you're not sure where that is, that's over in Soy Bacau. It's up by the hospital in the middle of Soy Bacau. And these two little beer bars here, the one on the left and the right, they're great for people watching. The New Style Go-Go and Bar, and this one on the left here, they were great for people watching. I used to love sitting there, especially when I was coming down to do photography. I'd sit here, I'd have a Coke, watch the world go by, and then do my work. Nim from Iron, now she sold that. Nim used to have Bachelors, Iron and Queens in LK Metro. I believe now that she only has Queens, I might be wrong, but she sold Iron Club, and that was another good place. That's where they used to suspend themselves from the ceiling in those rings and do all the shows, etc. Airport, sadly, is a casualty. What that will be replaced with, not sure really. You know, it wasn't a go-go bar. Very good one, to be fair. Whether or not it will be like that, or perhaps it will take the sort of form as next door at a gem shop. You know, it's all up for debate, it's all up for speculation. Sensations, a Go-Go, another well-established club. And, you know, you can see why people travel from around the world to come here, because there's just literally so much going on. Now, one place that's sadly to go is Ginza here. I used to do the photography there, and he used to follow a very, like a Chinese theme. All the girls were pale, very white-skinned, very small, petite, and that was his theme. But unfortunately, obviously, as you can see, it didn't work out. He's up for rent. 10-year contract, you know, that's dangerous, isn't it? Fully furnished, 3 stories, include all the light and sound system, ready to open with an Go-Go license. Well, I don't know, maybe. And across the road there's another 7-Eleven. As you can see, a lot of these are closed. All right, let's keep going. Now, one of my favorite places, if you like your music and you like the freelance system here and you like to have a good night out, Lucifer's. Q, who's my contact there, I do their videos and photography. Brilliant place, absolutely brilliant. And the music cafe next door, they have got live bands going on, all those kind of things. Really is a good go-to place. and highly recommended, and that's definitely not going to go anywhere. Can't see that going anywhere at all. So another place for rent. Then you got another gem shop. See the theme here? There's like a lot of gem stores now, which kind of falls into the whole let's get off the bus and let's go and have a walk down Walking Street, or I'll get myself a souvenir kind of thing. So I don't know, maybe not. What do you guys think? Infinity never really got off the ground, sadly. I knew that place when it opened years ago, when it very first opened. Again, I was doing all their stuff in there for them, but just too much competition, and it didn't really have a theme that would grab your attention. It was just girls. That was it, really. Pasha, I'm not sure about Pasha, truthfully, so I'm not going to say anything on that because I really don't know. And Exo Club, I believe that's no longer. I believe, so don't hold me to it, but I believe that's gone. But again, you know, you could look at that and see that being another boutique or a fashion shop. You know, it would fit. It would fit. It really would. And opposite here, I'll spin round. We've got Happy A Go Go, Moon A Go Go, and that's a very quiet soy in terms of like it's only the A Go Go's up there. And there used to be some beer bars. They've all gone now. Let me just quickly show you. See here on the left, but the signs are up for rent. But you see, now here's my point, right? This is what I want to ask you. And remember, we looked at the Simon Beer Complex. So my question is this. Let's just say that in 4 months' time, let's just say in December, that Walking Street reopens and that we as a city reopen, let's just say. Well, surely if you are going to be changing the demographic of Walking Street and you are going to be cleaning up the image and people are going to be renting these premises, would they not rent now and start the refurbishment so that they're ready for when we open? Does it make sense to leave it to the last minute and then rush through a refurb? I don't know. I mean, I think personally it would make sense to do it sooner rather than later and then lock your doors. At least you're prepared. There's a big game centre. You know, it just shows you, doesn't it? You know, would you come into Walking Street, sit down behind a computer and play a game? Not my cup of tea. And obviously we've got the famous disco here. Let's just cross the road. Even though it's quiet, there's still a few people riding up and down here. There we are. Now, Marine Disco is probably one of the most famous discos. I think it's the longest standing disco here. And this area here, see, this doesn't really work for me. A lot of Chinese tours, they come here, they sit around, they watch two guys make believe that they're doing any kind of exhibition sparring. It really is quite boring, but it is what it is. And I think this kind of thing doesn't really work, in my opinion. But listen, who am I? I'm nobody. But if you do go up those stairs, up there, again, a quality discotheque, really, really good place. And incidentally, opposite here is up for rent. And look at the size of that. Now that's some building you're going to take over there. And it's on the left-hand side of Walking Street. So this speculation is that everything on the right-hand side is going to be the one that's going to be under pressure. But the left-hand side, they're going to leave it alone. Apparently, that's what they say. I'm not sure whether that will actually happen or not. Your guess is as good as mine on that one. Okay, so there's a little BB gun shop there. Can you imagine people getting slaughtered? Yeah, let's have a go. And they turn the gun around and start popping a few caps into people as they're walking down Walking Street. Oh, man. Living Dolls. And, of course, in there you've got Linda's Bar. And if you don't know what Linda's Bar is about, go in there, you'll soon find out. All right. And then, you know, you see these open beer bars. This used to be a restaurant. It used to be brilliant. I used to love coming here. I've eaten many times in this place. Used to be an open bar here. The girls would sit there and you could have your food over on this side over here. Let me spin around. You'd have your food in there. It was great. Really, really good. But unfortunately, I'm not sure whether these will come back. I really don't know. And you can see so many units here that have pretty much been cleaned out. But I guess, you know, as quick as you clean them out, I suppose you could refill them just as quick and put bar stools back in and give it a sweep and a quick paint, and jobs are good. And over here, there's another shop building there for rent. And of course, what a location to be right next door to Ibar and Insomnia, which has to be the most famous nightclub here in Walking Street. So that goes without saying that Walking Street is going to have Ibar. I would be absolutely amazed if that never recovered. I can't see that happening. And also here, hot tuna. Let me poke my head in there. Well, you can't really see much, but anyway, there you go. Now, Hot Tuna Bar was a brilliant place. If you liked your live music, you could come in here, there'd be a band playing, you could play pool, lots of girls. It really was a fantastic, really good quality bands and a decent place to go to, and I would highly recommend Hot Tuna. And again, I would imagine that that will reopen. And this little restaurant here, again, they do some really good deals. You can get a beer and a meal in there for about 180 baht, and it's decent food, it's not rubbish. So again, there's another place that I think will be coming back. And the further up that we go, you'll notice, without me teaching you to suck eggs, but you'll notice that a lot more of these complexes are closing. And I think that's because in general, not many people used to walk the whole distance. And here's another Simon's Beer Bar complex. And you know, this is what I think. I think these kind of places are the ones that will change if there's going to be any massive changes. And you can see in here, look, there you go. See, it wouldn't take a lot, would it, just to knock these down and make this a big open air restaurant, bar sort of thing. And I think that'd be quite nice. Imagine that just being a grassed lookalike terrace with loads of white tables and chairs and light umbrellas, and you'd be able to sit there and have a few beers and enjoy yourself. I think that would work, personally. I think that would work. Maybe you disagree, but for me, I think that would work. Club Panda, I'm not sure about Club Panda. I think that will stay the distance. And now you're going to start to see a little bit more devastation now. You know, a lot of these places are definitely gone. This one on the corner here, this used to be a restaurant. They ripped all their signs out, they've taken everything out, so that's pretty much done and dusted. Can't see any recovery for this place, which is a shame. Again, this used to be a seafood restaurant. I think it was called Captain something, I can't remember. If you remember, drop a comment. What was this used to be called? I think it was Captain something. But yeah, as you can see now, it's done. And of course, right opposite here, you've got Ras. And that used to be a rock bar with 2 pool tables in there. Oh, I spent many a night in there. And this is where I lost my motorbike as well. But opposite here, you can see you've got quite a few places for rent. So two big units there, the Sea Potion, and I'm not sure what that one is. Not sure about that one, but anyway, they're for rent. But you see, when you come up this end of town, it kind of loses its momentum a little bit in terms of like the go-go bar scene, etc. So I could quite easily see these becoming more of a shopping complex part of Walking Street rather than a girly part. Okay, so we're going to keep heading up. I'm nearly done. Hopefully you've seen a bit more about what I'm talking about. And I don't know, guys, what do you think? What do you honestly think the outcome will be? Because if it is going to change like they say, well, why is it not changing already? Why have people not grabbed the bull by the horns and started to do some refurbs? Let's have a look in here, see if we poke our head in there. There's not a lot going on in there, is there really? Not really. So, there's a big Bollywood in front of you. So I don't know, what do you think? Will they be changing the demographic of Walking Street? Will it survive and stay as it's always been known for? What they change, if they change it, what will they change it to? It's easy to be said, done. And I'll tell you what they have done. Let me just show you up here. You may or may not have noticed while I'm walking around how clean above the head is in terms of the electrical cables. They've been working very, very hard to clean them up. And in fairness, they've done a great job. They really have. They really have done a fantastic job. So credit where credit's due. So we're coming up now towards the Windy Inn. And I think that's an appropriate place for us to finish. And I want to again give the Windy Inn a good shout out because I've stayed there many, many times. Big rooms, great views. They've got a nice little pool and bar restaurant opposite. And I highly recommend it. If you want to be in a central area, it's not expensive. And as I say, big rooms. I've stayed there many, many times back in the day. So I think we'll finish off up there. And let me just show you the Windy Inn so you know where we are. And it's this orange building you can see just in front of you on the left hand side there. And I stayed in the very top room. Beautiful, beautiful. Fantastic views right the way across. And they've even got their own little beach. Yes, you heard me right. I'll definitely show you Let me have a look. This is their restaurant. Obviously, it's all shut right now. I don't know if I can go down the side. No, cannot. Flipping hell. Well, anyway, in here, if you go through here, they've got a swimming pool. Let me just start. Hang on, let me ask you if I can go through. Look. P cab. Call door no cab. Call door đây mate. I just do tin cab. Đây mate. Just song with a teacup. Come on. So this is the Windy Inn. Now they got the bar here, they got the restaurant, and down there, you can see down there, that's where their beach area is down there. It's a lovely place, really, really good place. I've been here many times, definitely worth coming to. And there you go, right opposite, that's the Windy Inn there. All right, let's wrap up. Where should we go and stand? Let's go and stand over there. Okay. In fact, oh, got a little cubby over here, look at this. Perfect. Okay, ooh. Let's get all this off. See, I look like I'm a flipping beat bopper. All right, so let me just put that down. There you go, guys. That's it. That's a look around Walking Street as it is right now. So I guess the question has to be, what do you honestly think? What do you guys think the future of Walking Street will genuinely be? Let's not just go, oh, it's closed, it's going to open, it's going. What do you genuinely think will happen? Are the changes that they're threatening going to happen? If they are going to change, what are they going to replace them with? And the question has to be is, why have they not started doing the building work already in preparation for when we do eventually reopen? Because we are going to reopen, it's just a matter of time. So why are they not doing the refurbishments now and getting themselves in a position so when we do reopen, they hit the ground running rather than having to play catch up? Good question, not sure. What do you guys think? All right, so that's it for me today. Thank you very much for watching. As always, guys, please remember hit the subscribe button and also the bell icon if you'd like to be notified when I bring out a new video. Check out our members area. More and more members are joining. We've got over 260 members now, and there's lots of goodies coming your way once things re-establish themselves. And we'll be out there getting you free shots and discounts, etc., etc. So take a look. I think it's something crazy like 89 baht a month. It's not even £2, nothing. Anyway, have a look at that and join our Discord group. We've got over 3,300 people in there now, all like-minded people just like you guys that have got a love for our wonderful city here in Pattaya. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching, and as always, please, wherever you are in the world, stay safe.